It was so calm when we woke up, and we're still the only ones here. It's going to be the perfect day to move the sailboat south of the island and go explore in the mangroves. It didn't take long for us to reach the mouth of the mangroves, which is only 2 nautical miles away.
Welcome to Wildly Intrepid. I'm Alex, and this is Corey. 3 years ago, we sailed south from Canada as newbie sailors. Now we share our love of travel with our baby girl Coral as we explore new areas of the Bahamas. Join us for our weekly adventure. This is really exciting. We're like by ourselves on Conception Island and we get to actually dinghy around the mangroves. There's a lot of really shallow sections and I think we're around high tide right now, so we're gonna be careful where we venture so that we don't really get stuck pulling the dinghy back out. But it's beautiful. Like, mangroves are so special. And in the Bahamas, the water is super clear. Like, you can actually see everything. I'm seeing like conch shells and clams. Maybe we're gonna see some sea turtles and some sharks. Because mangroves are like nurseries. They protect all the juveniles of so much sea life. So it's super and so quiet. Listen. Corey's walking us.
Yeah, the turn was a little too steep of a turn. There's only this very narrow little section to navigate through, but it's super cool. Wow, this is so neat. The change in the watercolor, it's just so, it's almost like a vibrant green now. And just, 100 feet that way, it was this like clear blue water. I've never seen anything like it. I guess there's just a lot more nutrients in this part, I'm guessing. Or the mangroves are affecting the watercolor. I don't know, it's super cool.
Sriracha cream cheese with crackers in the mangroves.
Perfect little snack for right here. I love it. It's really hot though, because we're out of the wind. But this is so cool. I think there's like 4 different kinds of mangroves, not just Bahamas, but even in the US. I could be wrong.
There are 4 types of mangroves in Florida. Red mangrove, black mangrove, white mangrove, and buttonwood. There are more than 50 species throughout the world. When a mangrove disappears, you can't just replant any species. Each kind of mangrove is uniquely suited to its ecological niche. Mangroves are the only species of trees that can tolerate salt water, and they can live up to 100 years.
A little bit tight in here.
Yeah, very, very tight.
Spiky mangroves too.
Driving up there.
Look in here how dense it is.
Did you know that mangroves store more carbon than terrestrial forests? They could absorb as much as 10 times the carbon dioxide as a similar sized forest, thus mitigating some of the cause of climate change. They might even help fight coral bleaching by reducing ocean acidification and helping young corals grow within its roots. Mangroves are so important because they protect the water quality by removing nutrients and pollutants. They also stabilize the coastline by reducing erosion. And they reduce the change of coastal flooding during storm surge. Mangroves are not only shelters for sea life, but also for birds. They serve as nesting areas and even migration rest areas for many. We brought our snorkeling gear, so I decided to jump in. But I got surrounded by an odd layer of sediments right at the surface. The visibility wasn't so great. So I called back Corey over to pick me up. This is fun! Just hanging out on the little beach at the mouth of the mangroves, getting Coral to enjoy a little bit of a swim. Because in San Salvador, most of the beaches, the waves were crashing right on shore, so this is nice and calm. Actually, there's a lot of current right now. And it is flowing out.
Let's see your swimming, Coral. Kick, 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 kick. Kick, 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 kick.
Oh, mommy's getting dragged down.
With the water retreating, it was really time to get going, and to trade the protected waterways of the mangroves for the open water. And now there were some breaking waves between us and the sailboat. It's maybe going to be a bumpy ride. But we weaved around without any issue. Glad we didn't anchor any closer though. It was getting really rolly in the south of Conception Island, so it's time to move back to the northwest anchorage.
And the best thing about doing an early activity that you have to be there before low tide is that now we still had half of the day left to do more adventures.
We motored the 2 nautical miles back to the northwest anchorage of Conception Island. It's much more protected over there, and we made it just in time for another wet squall. It felt great though. Little freshwater shower while cleaning our salty decks. When you live surrounded by salt water, you begin to really start appreciating the rain. Especially when you don't have a water maker like us. Looks like we might have a short break from the rain, so we decided to go to the little island close by with a nice sandy beach. It feels great to stretch the legs on land, but we can see more dark clouds on the horizon, so let's just enjoy the sunshine while we can. It's a little hermit crab, Coral.
She's more interested in the crabs.
He's a little bit scared. Just a little tiny hermit crab. We're just off on the northern tip of Conception Island. There's a little beach here. And we wanted to dive the little staghorns that are all around here. But we're waiting on the storm to see if it's gonna pass by. Actually, it just looks like a little rain and it's kind of going away, so we might get lucky here.
Once the rain stopped, we decided to set up the tent on the beach. It really looks like it's going to be a mixture of rain and sunshine this afternoon. And last time we were here, I didn't get to snorkel because of my accident, so I really wanted to jump into the water. But first, Coral needed to be taken care of, which meant staying dry in the tent. This will give me longer to go explore the underwater world.
Yeah, Coral! Woohoo! Look at all this room you got. It doesn't feel like much, but it's way more square footage with no obstacles. You get to crawl all you want. Good girl. Hey, sweetheart. Good girl. What's that over there? Is it raining outside? We're nice and protected from the rain. Isn't it nice?
It's really messy out there actually. There's a lot of waves and you can see the sand being just churned up from underneath all those like really nice coral heads. I didn't get the best visibility, but at least I still managed to go snorkel in Conception Island. Little did we know we would be coming back here in search of something very special and old. I had some fun with Daddy little mommy. Did the full circumnavigation of the island. Our time on Conception Island was coming to an end. If we wanted to sail back to Long Island before some nasty wind and waves built up too much, tomorrow was our window. Otherwise, we'd be stuck here for a little too long. And there's no cell reception, so we wouldn't be able to get weather updates. One last stunning sunset to enjoy in this little paradise which we called home for 2 days.
I'll give you a hand over it. Whoa!
You got it! Woo!